I have a long relationship with Ukraine. In 1992, I started with our colleague Alexander Fields and Lucia Samsonova the training project for psychotherapy in Truskavets. And since then, I think I was 30 times in the Ukraine, in most of the parts, in Kharkiv, Odessa, Lvov, often, and in Kiev. And I'm following very closely the development of this young state. It's a fascinating and often painful experience for you and for also those who are familiar or close to the people in the Ukraine. This is my personal background, so to say, why we try to deepen the links to the Ukraine people. To the university, and I don't know whether you have said already, I will not speak too long because then we want to discuss your questions, why you are here and what presumably you are here for your children mainly, and but maybe also for yourself, as we have also a PhD program, doctorate program, and we have an international department at our university, and we have now about 140 students from abroad, from 50 countries. And that is quite a fascinating experience because I admire the students who not only have to adapt themselves to something which culturally may be different to them, but they also have to embed themselves into a new cultural tradition, because every country has its own color, its own way of dealing, and what we do on our side is to have enough hospitality for the young human beings, and we try to give them a good frame and a secure frame and a way of teaching which focuses on development and not on yes and no. This is our motivation, and the development of the university was quite for me astonishing. When we started in 2003, we did not expect that we have 12 years later 3,000 students and 5 branches in Europe. We have the main branch in Vienna, then one in Paris, one in Berlin, one in Milano, one in Ljubljana, and one in Linz. And so we try to be a European university with the trying to link the different cultures. And they are specific enough, more specific than we thought in the beginning. That is especially with the administration of the different countries. Every country has its own official rules and silent rules, how to manage the difficult topic of higher education, and especially in the field of psychology and psychotherapy. But what is interesting is that you, at SFU, you can study in German language, in English, in French, in Italiano, in Slovenian language, so a broad scope of possibilities. Now I wanted to say something about Mrs. Pisarenko, who is the first doctor of psychotherapy science in the Ukraine. And I'm happy that you do this job to organize an encounter between, in this case, between you and us and me. There are a lot of practical things you might like to know about the student fees, about the living fees, about the times when students have to be there, because this is also different, and therefore I want to open the floor to your questions, and so please ask openly, and I try to be frank as well. Спасибо. Дякую.